So why did you want to teach art?
I always enjoyed art classes when I was in high school. I had an amazing high school art teacher, and I knew that also working with people was something that I always enjoyed doing. And so the two just kind of came together. And what I really enjoy really the most about teaching art as a teacher is all the problem solving that comes in. The assignments that I might do might be the same for a little bit, but every student learns in a different way, and sometimes they struggle with the way that I explain it. And so when they come to me with their questions, I have to problem solve my way through it. And really art is all about problem solving, so I really like the challenge of that. So that's why I like to teach art.
So what's your favorite art project to teach or do?
That's a really tough question because favorite art projects vary so much, because I can do something for a while and I really love it because it's new and interesting, and then it gets kind of old after a while, so then I want to change things up. But as far as classes go, probably my new favorite class, which is, I'm like, ooh, I hate to say that I have a favorite, but I really like 3D art because I really like the hands-on manipulation, and it's still so fresh and new to me that every assignment just has that, going back to that problem solving. I'm always having to kind of find ways to make it work better or reteach it in a different way versus having those problem solving elements kind of weeded out. So I guess I like that living on the edge, kind of not knowing exactly what's going on from day to day, because there's always new challenges that are brought to me.
So 3D art, you're basically just making sculptures, right?
Yep, pretty much. Yep. 3D art is three-dimensional, dealing with form, and the fun thing with that is the materials that we have right now do not necessarily need to be the same materials that we'll use even from year to year, because I can always introduce new materials to the classroom, and that's always a lot of fun and engaging because I get to learn along with the students. So,
Tell us about your family.
well, I have 2 boys, along with a husband. I have 5 cats. Yes, I'm a cat crazy person. 2 are indoor-outdoor. 2 are indoor all the time. The other one's a garage cat. She likes to be in the garage. We lived in a place at one time where we had some animals getting hit out on the highway. So when that happened, the kitties came inside and they became declawed. And so, hence having more cats indoor than outdoor. But we live out in the country, so it makes it a little easier.
Sure it does.
Already on. What is my favorite art class and why? Yeah. Well, I guess I could add on to that. The other one, art class that I like, and it's not so much driven by me, but it's driven by the independent art students, and that's the independent art class. And the reason why I like that so much is because the students are always engaging in their own path. They kind of pick their area of interest. It might be a philosophy, or it might be a subject matter, and then they really tackle that, and it's really, as a teacher, fun to watch them grow as individuals and work on their portfolio development for the idea of going into art beyond high school. So that's always very engaging for me to see students go from middle school art and then be in this district long enough to see kids graduate and go on and do, whether they do careers in art or they take art classes while they're in college. It's just really cool. It keeps their minds going. It allows them to still be a kid even though they're becoming more and more of an adult, because art in of itself is allowing that inner child to be there, but obviously without all the craziness of being a kid. But the boundaries of making mistakes is not there. So it's a lot of fun. So, yep.
So you just started a new class, photography, am I right?
Yes. I did start it last year, but prior to that I taught art in 3 other school districts. In each one of those school districts I did teach black and white photography, doing with the film development, working with the camera manually because there wasn't anything automatic on it, developing the film, going into a darkroom and printing. And there was a lot of time involved in the process of it all. Now that process has been really just squished because it's all digital now and you don't have all of that expenses in going into chemicals and film and the light sensitivity of, oh my gosh, I just opened up my paper and everything's ruined. I can't use my paper. So there's some pluses, obviously, to the new technology, and I pretty much self-taught the technology end of it for myself, but I did last summer took a DMAC photography class just to kind of get myself updated again on the digital aspects, and I found that what I was teaching was pretty much what they were teaching at a community college level for an introductory digital photography class. So it really, it's always good for teachers and myself to go back and educate myself on the areas that I'm teaching in the classroom, even if it's something that I've been teaching for a while, because times change. When I was at UNI, I did darkroom photography, and now it's switched over to digital. So getting that experience again was refreshing, and at the same time it made me very kind of a pat on the back, self-awardance, knowing that I was doing the right thing for students, so that way if they were interested in digital photography, I was heading them on the right path for success. So,
Cool.
Yeah.